Still got my Chelsea hat on for this one. I just wanted to quickly talk about Graham Potter. What has this man been doing for the past 2 years? 2 years ago, he was let off from Chelsea, but ever since then, I've never heard a single thing about him. Of course, he was let go with Chelsea when they were mid-table and not doing too great. I mean, Chelsea had just spent like 700 million. They would go on to spend way more on other young talent. We'll see how that works. They beat Wolves 6-2 a couple days ago. But Graham Potter was in charge of them for like 6 months, then left. Now we haven't heard anything from him. You'd think that he'd go to a mid-table side like Nottingham Forest or Brentford or something. But no. Honestly, when Enzo Maresca left for Chelsea, I thought that he was going to immediately take up that Leicester job, but instead I think Steve Cooper got it, which is an odd decision because Steve Cooper does not play that similar to Enzo Maresca, but Graham Potter plays enough flowing football that you consider him similar to Enzo Maresca. If you brought in Graham Potter, he's shown that he can do wondrous things with low-level squads. But I think that either the Chelsea job has tarnished his reputation in terms of Premier League clubs, which probably not fair, or he's holding out for a bigger club, both of which are stupid on one end or the other. If clubs are not signing him because his reputation has been tarnished by Chelsea, all I would say to that is, your club ain't Chelsea. I mean, Leicester City ain't Chelsea. Nottingham Forest ain't Chelsea. Bournemouth ain't Chelsea. Like, I think his problem at Chelsea was that he had a bunch of players who were meant to do well, and then he kind of gave them the underdog mentality, which ended up with them underachieving rather than overachieving. However, if you give him a squad that's meant to finish 15th, he's going to get them to finish like 7th because he can get that. He can really work with that lower level side and bring them up to their potential. He can't work with that higher level side and bring them to the next level, if that makes sense. So it's either that's the case, which, come on, that's not a good reason to disregard him. He'd be perfect at a mid-table side. Or he's holding out for a bigger job, which I kind of get, but I feel like that's too high and mighty an idea. I mean, what is he waiting for? Is he waiting for another club the size of Chelsea to take him? Because after his disastrous, let's say disastrous career at Chelsea, like that's not gonna work out. Nobody's gonna hire you. You're not gonna get hired by PSG, Atletico, or even like a club like Lazio, which is kind of like in between the lower but still like a higher level European club. Like you're not gonna be hired by those anymore. Are you waiting for like England? Because England could go for him, but I mean, if you want to have a player, manager that's going to help with your young players, I would probably gone with Pochettino, but he went to the USA. But there are much better options. I mean, Eddie Howe, probably easily pry him off Newcastle. Managers like that. I think maybe he might be looking at a club. I would probably say if you wanted to be ambitious, maybe he could go for a club like Ajax or Benfica when they buy a manager. Those clubs regularly are kind of like the underdogs inside the European competitions, as much as I hate to admit it. I think that could be a good fit for him. Honestly, I see if Ruben Amorim leaves Sporting, he could probably take over Sporting. If Ajax has another worse start to the season, he could easily take over Ajax and bring them back up to not Champions League winning levels, but he could probably bring them to quarterfinals level, I think, if he can just, I don't know. I would move to a mid-table Premier League side. And if I were a mid-table Premier League side, I'd move in for him if I were sack my manager. Or if I were like a mid-table Bundesliga side, that would also be a good move for them too. Anyways, see ya.